Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is it, the final race of the season here in the Bubbas Ball Tire Outlet Arca Series here in the Rebels Racing League. I'm Eddie Smith. Thank y'all for watching here on VSRN, and boy, it is going to be a good one tonight as we're going to crown a champion here in the Rebels starting right now. We got a couple championships on the docket. We got the Arca, and we got Rebels trucks to end the season here in Rebels. Grand National just finished up. Daniel Cunningham was able to take home the championship in that series, and now has an opportunity to win championship number 2. Let's take a look at your point standings. This is the tail of the tape. This is what this race is all about. These guys are going to be here to win. But these 5 drivers right there, Michael Kostick, Brett Beaver, Daniel Cunningham, Brandon Wallace, Mickey Isaac, will all be fighting for a championship and fighting for the right to be called your Arca Series champion for 2023. And it's going to be a great one. We're going to jump right through and try to get everything in. Charlotte Motor Speedway, Charlotte, North Carolina. We want to talk to some of these drivers. Y'all know it. Y'all love it. We'll jump right into the car analysis 725. This is the Gen 4 Cup car, not the Arca car. And it's going to be just a blast to see how these guys navigate this. Well, let's jump right into it. Let's talk to some of these drivers. They're going to be battling for you to see the names down at the bottom. And let's try to talk to some folks and see what they're feeling about this race tonight. We're going to start with Daniel Cunningham. Daniel, the Eddie in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, you were able to take the championship in the Grand National Series here earlier tonight. What do you got to do to get it done here tonight in the Arca Series?
That's a good question. Honestly, these aren't my best cars on the sim, so I don't know. I seemed like I was pretty far off in practice, but you never know what'll happen in the race. And this 3-cheat that I took before this race might kick in the right way, so you never know what's going to happen.
All right, well, 10-4. Well, good luck out there, Daniel.
Thanks, Eddie.
All right, we're going to jump right to the next driver. We want to get everybody in that we can. We got to start, of course, with Brandon Wallace and get him up into the booth and talk to him. Brandon.
Hey, Eddie.
Man, championship battle here tonight, and you're in it. What are you feeling tonight? How you feeling about this race, and are you ready to go?
Man, I'm ready to go. I'm not feeling too great about it, but we're going to get her done.
All right, well, Charlotte in the Gen 4, going to be a lot of fun. Good luck out there, brother.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, let's jump right into Brett Beaver. Got to get him in here. Brett, this Eddie in the booth got a copy.
I gotcha.
You currently have the pole, brother. Fighting for a championship in the final 5. What do you need to do to get this race done, win this championship, and take it home for BK Racing?
I think Brandon said we have to go to the back, so I think it's going to be a challenge to come to the front, but I do have some good speed, so hopefully I can take care of my stuff and see what we can do.
All right, well, man, good luck tonight, Brett.
Thank you.
All right, Mickey Isaac, I don't see him in the chat. Is he even in the race? He is in the race, so we won't talk to Mickey. We'll bring Kostick up in here real quick. Kostick, this Eddie in the booth.
What's up?
Man, got you a championship on the dock. You've been dominant all season. What do you need to do to close this thing out tonight?
Probably enjoy this track a little bit more, but just try to keep the tires underneath me and work our way up through the field pretty patiently.
All right, well, it's been a fantastic season for you. Good luck tonight, Michael.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, well, you know, super speedy interviews, but we wanted to get everybody in as they're getting ready to grid here, I believe. Give us a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and jump into the grid, and we'll see everybody starting now. The grid's going to be a little bit out of whack, but we're still going to give you a Chuck Pegleg Pole Award winner. That's going to go to Brett Beaver. Now, what they said is right. All of the playoff 5 have to start from the back, so Brett Beaver will go to the back. Michael Nash going to start outside of, well, he's going to start on the pole. Travis Beaver going to start in 3rd. Michael Kostick in 4th, but he'll go to the back. Steve McDonald in 5th, and Mickey Isaac in 6th. Mickey will go to the back as well. Jonathan Cofield in 7th. Tyler Rice in 8th. 9th is going to be Aaron Adcock. Brandon Wallace is going to start in 10th. Actually, he will go to the back as well. Darrell Whitford starting in 11th, and Daniel Cunningham in 12th. with Matt Knights in 13th position. All right, let's take a look at your race analysis. The NASCAR Gen 4 Cup car. All your playoff drivers got to go to the back, so they'll get EOLs here, and they're getting them right now, so they'll pull over and let everybody go. Nick set up 100 laps here tonight to crown a champion. Total tire sets for 1 fast repair if you need it. Hopefully, we won't need it. Well, I mean, it's just been an incredible season, and what a way to start it off with Charlotte Motor Speedway and these Gen 4 Cup cars. The higher horsepower has, I think, provided some good racing. It's been interesting for sure. I can't say it's better than the Arca car, but it sure is fun to have a whole lot more horsepower and have something to play with. It's shown to be pretty dang difficult for these guys to deal with on some tracks, but we'll see here. Is it going to be tough? Charlotte, usually a gripped up track that has no problem getting gripped down on the bottom. You got to get right on that painted line if you're going to make some speed. So we'll see if that's the case here, or did that update that iRacing come out with the dynamic track, optimizations, will that help here tonight? Will that allow the top line to be a little bit more competitive than normal? But pace car is going to pull off championship race here in the Arca Series. Green flag is out. Well, lap 1 in the books. It's Travis Bieber out front, as we already see Brett Bieber working his way underneath Tyler Rice here early. Tyler working that top side. And there we go. Michael Kostick, Brett Bieber with Mickey Isaac there in tow. Brandon Wallace a little bit further back. And you heard a couple drivers say that they didn't feel really good about this particular race in this car. Daniel and Brandon Wallace, and they are not moving up at the same pace that these two right here are. So Brett Bieber already up to the 6th position. Michael Kostick in 7th. Oh my goodness, as Travis Bieber gets into the wall, and Alan Nash takes evasive action, and Travis going to fall back a little bit. Obviously going to probably move over and let Brett on through. One good thing about having teammates in a championship race, now Travis can try to fight Michael Kostick a little bit harder than he fought Brett, but it looks like Michael able to drive right through that 114 of Travis Bieber may have some damage. On board with Stephen McDonald, looking to try to take the lead here. Down to the inside, not quite able to make that move off the corner. Nash can hold on to that spot for now, but getting a little racy up front. I like it. Jonathan Cofield looks down to the inside, it looks like, and Steve McDonald gets a little wild up on the top. Trying to hang on to it. You see Brett Bieber looking to the inside of Aaron there in that 23 machine. Steve McDonald has just been getting so much better every single race. It seems like he's always in the mix, being competitive. And tonight's so different. Brett Bieber and Kostick are coming. They're showing why they are the championship 5. But man, I got to give a lot of props to Steve. He has definitely been one of the most improved drivers that I've seen in the last couple seasons. He just consistently gets better and better and better. If he can just get the finishes that I think he deserves, which a lot of times he'll sneak up and get a top 5, every other race for sure. So, look out for Steve. I think he's somebody that is going to really turn the corner at some point. And also want to say happy birthday to Steve McDonald. Just had a birthday, and so we definitely want to wish him a happy birthday. He's Getting to the back bumper of Jonathan Cofield there in that 53. He's a 58 in the server, but 53 on his car. Obviously, uses that paint job for multiple series, so we won't hold that against him. As Brett Bieber and Michael Kostick have now gotten themselves inside the top 5. Back here, we got a nice little paint scheme right here. Well, I tell you what, I gotta say I love that paint scheme. It's got for sale on the background, so if you on the back bumper. So if you're looking for somewhere to put some logos, there you go. But Aaron got a nice little paint scheme. That's a good way to get some TV time. That's for dang sure. That's a good look. I tell you what, that's a good looking. I like it. What catches the eye. Right here, running in the 6th position. BSRN Chevrolet. Oh, bounces up off the apron a little bit, gets a little bit loose. That's one thing you got to worry about, trying to get down to the apron as Cofield now goes to the inside to take over the top spot from Alan Nash. So Cofield working that bottom, and that's one thing about Charlotte talking about it. You've got to get down to that bottom line to be fast, especially by yourself. But it's so dangerous. You get down there and you hit that apron. Look how close you have to be to that blue and white line. And you get down and touch that apron, it'll bounce your car up the track and you'll lose all that momentum. And you can see Michael Nash really doing a great job holding off Cofield there on the outside. So outside looks pretty strong right now, which is not normally the case here at Charlotte. Back here, Brett Bieber must have had some sort of issue, as now he loses a couple spots. Not really sure what happened there. We'll go back and take a look at the replay here. Michael Kostick goes down to the inside here. Look at this replay of this pass. See exactly what happened to Brett. Brett going to gas it up and comes off the corner. Yeah, clobbers the wall right there. Kind of gets stuck to it. So he loses a couple spots just trying to fight for that position. Now back to the 6th position. Cofield now going to try the outside, and then it's successful as he takes over the lead. And he'll lead this train of cars down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4 and try to set sails. He really sets sails. He goes up to the outside. Going to give this a whirl. I mean, whenever they figure out how to make it where we can move around, and they're continuing to work towards that iRacing, if they get that right, boy, I tell you what, iRacing is going to be unbeatable for oval racing. You can see Cofield get really loose there off the top side. That's that extra horsepower that these guys have. But if they ever get that figured out, it's just going to be unbelievable. As you're going to be able to move around the track, run multiple lines. Your car, truck is not running quite like you want it to. Move up the track, find some grip, have to move around during the race. Even as the grip gets laid down on the bottom or in the middle of the top, you have to move around, find some grip. So Cofield trying to search around, find some speed, and he is definitely finding it right now as he's starting to pull away. You can see the gap from him to Michael Nash now a half a second. But the battle, of course, is going to be up here. This is your championship 5. Excuse me. You can see Kostick there is the leader of that championship 5. Now Aaron Adcock going around the outside. Aaron seeing what Cofield did there, and he's putting it to use there. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, that we do not normally see the outside of Charlotte work like this ever. It's just never been fast. So interesting to see as he gets really, really close to the wall there. But interesting to see that top side working. But we're kind of moving into the unknown here. We've never seen this this track really drive like this. So expect all kind of weird things. Aaron gets by Michael Kostick now, setting sights here, using that high line, setting his sights on Steve McDonald. Now, historically, that high side has really burned up your tires. We'll see if that becomes the case. Now, Steve's going to jump up there to the top side. You can see they're not all the way against the wall, kind of like what you see at Homestead where they run the rim. It's more just about the 3rd lane up. And Charlotte does not have progressive banking, so it's the same all the way. And oh, that's not going to be good. Aaron going to get into the wall there. He's still into the wall. Can't get off. Finally does. He's going to lose a ton of spots. Going to fall all the way back from 4th back to 7th, maybe even more, as you see he got big damage to that 23 BSRM Chevrolet. But Cofield with the lead drove from 7th to 1st, electing not to run for this championship. Just decided to show up today. Jimmy, I think, I believe his son has been normally running these races. And so Jimmy not racing tonight. Cofield wants to get in here and have a good time in the last race of the season. You see he's really hanging it out there on that outside line. But going to be interesting to see how these guys do in the trucks on Sunday. But Cofield not in the championship hunt right now. That belongs to Michael Kostick, as he is now back in the 4th position after Aaron has his issues. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Doesn't need to do any more than this. Right now, Brandon Wallace all the way back in the 11th position, 10 seconds off the lead. Daniel Cunningham, he is back here going around Aaron Adcock at 08. Good-looking paint scheme for that for Daniel there. 2 good-looking paint schemes. And 3 back there with Tyler Rice in that neon green scheme that looks pretty dang awesome. But Cunningham, he's about 6.5 seconds off the lead, so these guys are going to have to dig down deep, find something. You can definitely tell they didn't feel confident going into the race based on practice. But never know what can happen. So many things can happen. You get a pit cycle in the right time. You just got to stay in it. That's the most important thing. Aaron Adcock getting that thing wound up. Goes back around Cunningham, so Cunningham going to fall back to 9th position here on lap 20. He's going to drive up into the wall again. That 23 car been flirting with that wall, and that's what's so dangerous. He cannot get the dang thing off of it. Finally gets off the wall, so he is looking forward to a pit stop for sure. He's got one fast repair if he needs it, but it's gone from really good to worse for the 23. Kostick starting to run down Steve McDonald just ever so slightly here. You can hear the nervousness of the throttle. Trying to just breathe it a little bit, not give it too much, not cause the thing to get loose. Just let off, let it roll. And he's off throttle for quite a long period of time there in 3 and 4, so the setup seems like it's probably pretty tight. These guys getting about 188 going into turn 1, so they're not going too fast, but dropping all the way down to 155 miles an hour in the corners. Kostick going to start working over his teammate. They're going to go to the outside. We've seen that move start to be a staple move for iRacing, especially at these 1.5 milers. You want to get to that right rear quarter panel on the straightaway and get that outside line, especially as we've seen it be the dominant passing lane here so far tonight. Kostick going to pull ahead of his playoff competitor, Brett Bieber. Brett trying to hang on to that 8 machine. This is where it gets tough to hang on to that 8 is, Steve McDonald coming down pit road here. So Steve coming down pit road. I don't know if this is a scheduled stop or not. We don't know exactly what the pit strategy is going to be, but he is right here on lap 25. The fall off has been pretty substantial. I mean, almost second and a half so far after 26 laps. So Steve McDonald come in to get 4 tires and fuel likely and get back out there. We'll see if that draws anybody else in. I'm not real sure if that's that's what these guys are going to do. I think if you're Cofield now out to a second, I got to imagine you're going to go as long as you can. But yeah, it looks like two stop is going to be maybe the race. I'm not sure. They might have to make 3 stops here tonight. So, but both Beavers coming down pit road. Brett, Travis, got nice looking schemes. Little match in here. They're both getting their stall just right. 4 tires and fuel for these guys, and then they'll go back out there. And so we'll take a look at the fuel limit is 70%, so that kind of adds another limit. So we may have a 3-stop here race tonight, which could continue to throw wrenches into all this as guys are pitting early, trying to undercut, make use of those tires as quickly as possible. Ooh, I don't know. That's close right there. You don't want to do that. You want to get those right sides above that white line. They got really, really close. We'll see if that is going to be a penalty for those two. Dangerous, dangerous. Playing with fire if you're Brett Bieber for sure. There we go. We got a battle between Tyler Rice, Daniel Cunningham. Tyler Rice going to go around. Daniel. And he's in a good place, I think. He's able to run that top line. You can see him. He is hanging it out up there. Oh, he's going almost gets into the wall. That was impressive as he was able to hang on to it. It almost, though, got into the wall, but as he disappears for a second. We do a little bit of inside baseball. This camera where it in the right spot. But while that's going on, Jonathan Cofield comes down pit road, going to give up the lead and make his pit stop here on lap 31. Going to split the race in thirds for sure, as here comes Tyler Rice along with him, along with Aaron Adcock. So they're all coming down pit road now. It should be wide open. Michael Nash going to stay out for just a little bit longer, as they have definitely fallen off about a second and a half at this point. So tire wear being very, very important at the moment. Cofield 4 tires and fuel. Tyler Rice going to pull in behind him. Cofield comes off. We'll see where everybody cycles out as see if Brett Bieber goes around Jonathan Cofield there on the track. He's been on the track for 4 laps, so that has given him a pretty large advantage. Now, will that come back and get him? Probably so. Cofield will be able to take advantage of these new tires and probably catch back up, but still a pretty good run. We'll see what's usually the best strategy. It's hard to say. I mean, undercuts work sometimes, but the overcut does really good too. If it's pretty easy to make a pass. If it's tough to pass, you want to undercut. If you can make moves like here, being able to get to the outside of somebody and get around them, the overcut usually works pretty dang good. Right now, Mickey Isaac on pit road. One of your playoff, your championship hopefuls, is on pit road. Currently gives up the third spot to come down and take 4 tires and fuel. He's been right in the mix. We'll see if he gets really, really loose there on the apron. But we'll see if he can get up there. Oh, my goodness. Almost gets into the wall there. Really trying to hustle to get off pit road, and, man, almost bends it there on the inside wall, but able to hang on to it, get back up on the track as we got Brandon Wallace, Daniel Cunningham leaving pit road now. So pit cycle all completed, and Brett Bieber is your leader for the moment. So right now he's leading the race and the championship 5. So a solid cycle there for the 808. Got Steve McDonald behind him, but he is not worried about that. He's only worried about those drivers in the playoffs. And Kostick pitted 3 laps after him. So it's definitely going to squeeze up as Kostick is 1.8 seconds back. You can see him that fifth driver in line. Now, this is where it's going to be interesting to see if Travis is going to be able to fight these guys off. You know, it's hard to say. It's such a friendly league. It's hard to say that these guys will do anything too crazy. But I've seen it in leagues where, you know, hey, I'll let you go. I'll let, you know, him go. But the guy that's racing my teammate, I'm going to race the dog food out of him. So we'll see if Travis does that, tries to hold up Kostick as much as he can. But Kostick going to get the run on the outside. Those new tires just going to be too strong here as he goes right around. So after a couple laps, Kostick now down to 1.2 seconds from Brett Bieber. Schofield now getting ready to look on the inside of his teammate Steve McDonald. Schofield's got the freshest tires out of anybody, so he should be able to drive right up to the front, but right down to the inside, bounces off the apron just a little bit. McDonald giving him plenty of room, and he'll take over that second spot. Now he can set his sights on the leader, Brett Bieber. Kostick gonna follow him right through. Steve's not gonna fight, he's gonna move up the track. Kostick gonna take over the third spot. Now just 7/10 off of, oh, as he gets a little bit loose there off the corner. But Brett did a good job, and honestly, I mean, a two-stop strategy. He's got a pass for the lead here. Is Schofield now down to the inside. That's a 4-lap difference in tires right there as he just goes right around him. Really not much he can do. So, I mean, Brett did a good job. He's going to have about 20 more laps, so he needs to kind of take care of his stuff to get to that next pit stop. Right now, doing a great job. He's got the championship if it were to end right now. But Kostick, with those 3-lap fresher tires, you know, is Brett. How hard did he run early on? He's definitely slower. See if he can hold off the 8, how long he can hold him off. If you just got to keep him in your sights. You want to fight him as hard as you can, make him really, really work for it. Then once he gets around you, just want to make sure you don't let him get away. That way you have another chance to strike here, and Kostick is all over the back bumper. Kostick been the dominant driver all season long, 4 wins on the season. You gonna get out to the outside? Sure is. Brett gonna give him that outside line, and boy, Kostick has been really good at using that. So gonna get to the outside, and not much you can do. We've seen that top side be just too strong if you let somebody get out there. I think if Brett could defend on the top side and make Kostick go down to the bottom, I think he could have held him off for a little bit longer, but not quite able to do it. So Kostick now takes over your championship lead. Brett Bieber is in the 3rd position. Mickey Isaac in 7th. Daniel Cunningham in 9th, and Brandon Wallace in 10th. So right now it is a 2-horse race, as these two are the only ones that are even close. Mickey Isaac is the next driver, and he is back 11 seconds off the lead. So we've seen, we've seen these so many races like this where you can't say, oh, it's over, because there's so much stuff that can happen. One caution can change everything. One caution in a pit cycle could really shuffle things up. So these drivers who are in the back, Brandon Wallace, Daniel Cunningham, those guys, you know, you might think, oh, it's over, I don't have a shot. But we've seen, if you've been watching racing your whole life, you know that is not the case. As long as they stay in it, they got a shot. Michael Nash was about a second back from Jonathan Cofield, so I'm not real sure what happened to him. He did not have a great pit cycle as he was in second and came out way behind. He did stay out an extra lap, but I don't think that extra lap is going to make up for 4.4 seconds. And I look at his pit times. Pit times almost exactly the same as Jonathan Cofield, so I'm not real sure what happened to him. I mean, he's definitely moving up through the field now. He's the fastest driver on the track, but four and a half seconds off the lead. So I'm not really sure where he went wrong. I don't know if it was just that extra one lap or not, but now he's looking down to the inside of Steve McDonald. Steve's starting to fall off just a little bit here on this run. But Steve, on the oldest tires in the top 5, 21 laps ago is when he came down and took his stop. He was one of the first to come down pit road. Ooh, Allen going to slide up in front of that 68. Very close call there, but he's able to take over the 4th position. And continues to be the fastest driver on the track. Surprised to see some guys that have made contact with the wall, like Travis Bieber, Aaron Adcock, and others, not use their fast repair. They are hanging on to that thing. It seems like maybe the damage not hurting them too bad. Although Aaron, I felt like, was up here running up in the top 5 pretty strong, and then after that contact a couple times, is now back in the 8th position. And I don't show that he used this fast repair, so maybe trying to hang on to it just in case he has some real bad contact. We'll see as he comes by here if he's still got that damage. Hard to see, but I don't know. Maybe he did use his fast repair, and I just don't see it. Normally, it tells me if they use a fast repair, but I don't see that. But the right side of his car looked pretty clean, so. Maybe I'm not getting the data that I thought it was. Steve McDonald now coming down pit road to make his 2nd stop. So they'll likely have one more. They'll for certain have one more. Tyler Rice going to follow him down pit road. So the pit cycle number 2 has already started for some drivers. As here comes Brett Bieber. I mean, just like clockwork, 25 laps apiece. And they're on lap 52, so they'll go to about lap 75, and they'll have their final run to the checkered flag. I mean, really, it's really odd when you have something like this because you're constantly thinking about this. These are sprints. You think about saving tires, but at 25 laps, you don't, it kind of changes your strategy up a little bit. You don't always have to, if I don't have to run 50 laps, well, I don't have to save as much tire. If I know I got to go to 50, well, I got to take care of my stuff a lot better. But with the way this race is going, it seems like you really just want to hammer down from the start, reasonably, and really push that car and try to make as much time up as you can, because you're just not going to benefit from a big tire saving attempt, as by the time you get to 2025 you're coming back down pit road. So I think it calls for you to be a little bit more aggressive on new tires, and maybe that's why some of these drivers who were up front falling to the back maybe trying to save a little bit too much. But Cofield continues to lead the way. Kostick has started to reel him in just a little bit, but Kostick going to give up 2nd place and going to come screaming down pit road. Almost seemed like it was a last-second decision, but that number 8 coming down pit road And he is going to make his second stop of the night, giving up that second spot. And I think that's a great call. I mean, he was running down Cofield, but right at lap 25, it seems like that's where the fuel is done. So Cofield will be able to go one more lap or two. Michael Nash as well. But 4 tires and fuel for the number 8 machine Acoustic. Brandon Wallace, he is back here in the 6th position now during this cycle. He's got about 4 more laps, but he's looking down the tailpipe of the Daniel Cunningham playoff driver he is battling against, so he is getting a nice little run here on Cunningham, but yeah, they need some luck to come their way if they're gonna get back into this thing. They are really struggling. A caution would be, really good for them. Maybe some luck with a caution during a cycle. They just don't seem to have the speed that Michael Kostick and Brett Bieber do. So, gonna need some help. Kostick and Bieber running within a couple tenths of each other. Brett tried the undercut again, but this time Kostick was able to come out in front of him. So even Brett is starting to fall back a little bit as Kostick continues to improve every single pit stop. See, just as I've been talking, it's gone from 2 tenths now to 6 tenths and barely a lap. Kostick really laying down some fast lap times. Michael Nash comes down pit road, still waiting on Mickey Isaac and Jonathan Cofield to make their stop. Cofield has gone 28 laps on this stint, which is a lot more than we've seen just about out of anybody. Expecting to see Cofield come down this time. Nope. Gonna stay out again. Cofield doing a little bit of fuel saving. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know how long he's been fuel saving, and I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish. He's been on the track for 30 laps. He would have to make it to, I mean, if he can make it 5 more laps, he can make it on 1 more stop, but I mean, if I'm honest, he's been one of the fastest drivers all night long. Not sure he needs to do this. He may just be doing it for fun to see if he can do it, but yeah, if he can make it to lap 65, he'll be able to make it to the end if he saves just like he did. We'll see as Kostick goes around him. Kostick will need to make 1 more pit stop, so that'll be the play there, is how much this fuel saving, clutching and going down in the corner, how much time is he going to lose versus the guys going down pit road. So Aaron Adcock comes down pit road to make his next stop. 4 tires and fuel for that VSR, and yeah, I mean, that right side is definitely clean as a whistle, so I think he definitely used that fast repair. Go back on board. Cofield continues to save and stays out on track. If he can make it to lap 65, I think he can do it. I mean, he's been on track for, this is 33rd lap he's on. And gonna come down pit road now. From the binders, really trying to slow up, man. Really push that that entry. Very good entry for him. And come down pit road. Yeah, I'm not real sure. I don't think he can go 37 laps unless my math is just really, really bad. I'm not really sure what all that saving was for, but hey, well, I guess we'll find out soon. Mickey Isaac going to take the lead Expecting him to come down pit road just about any time. And he's doing it too. I love to see it. Some strategy calls, guys trying things to get out there and win this championship. Mickey only has to go a couple more laps, and maybe Cofield just didn't get it done in time, didn't figure it out in time. And Mickey Isaac on his 33rd lap. And that's pretty close to being able to make it. If he can make it a couple more laps and he continues to do that this next run, he can make it the rest of the way, where Michael Kosick is going to have to make another stop. But this has a chance of turning very, very interesting. So right now, Mickey Isaac does exactly what he did before. He can make it on fuel. Daniel Cunningham, Brandon Wallace look like they're trying the same strategy. So gonna turn it on its head if this does end up working. Kosick, all he can do is hammer down. You see Cunningham not really even lifting that much. So Brandon Wallace, though, comes down pit road after staying out on the track 33 laps, so they'll have to do exactly whatever they did as far as saving goes. They'll have to do that again. More tires, fuel, want to fill that and pack it full. That fuel man putting every bit he can down in there. And here comes Mickey Isaac and Michael Kosick. Or excuse me, Daniel Cunningham coming down pit road as they Mickey Isaac ran 35 laps on that tank of fuel, so he can make it on this final stop. We'll have to do a little bit of saving, but should be able to make it. Kosick takes over the lead as Cofield, after doing all that saving, he is 13.9 seconds off the lead. So I think he tried to save and just couldn't get it done and had to come on down pit road. That really hurt his chances of getting that win, I believe, unless he can surprise me and go way further than I think he can. Go on board Cofield here and see if he's trying to save or not. Yeah, he's saving, so he may be able to make it. So interesting. I mean, the big storyline at the moment, if you're just joining us, is that Michael Kosick, Brett Bieber have to make one more final pit stop before the end of this race. And I believe Mickey Isaac, Brandon Wallace, and Daniel Cunningham are on their final stop. I think they're going to go to the end here. Now, the question is, I mean, Kosick really is pushing the time. I mean, he's laying down laps, you know, just as fast as almost anybody. Is it going to be, you know, can he overcome that last little pit stop he's going to have to make? That's going to be the question. Right now, all three of those drivers are a lap down. So if a caution comes out, those guys are in trouble. And they've been aggressively trying to save to make it to the end. So, you know, I really don't know. Honestly, Kosick is laying down some pretty fast laps. He's got some really good pace, and he's on the attack. That's the aggressive version versus the passive one, trying to save the fuel. I like the aggressive one at a track where there's a lot of fall off. Mickey Isaac is laying down some fast laps now, so it don't look like he's saving. He may have saved enough on that second one that he can hammer down. On board Mickey Isaac here. So if he saved enough during that first run right now, I mean, his main objective, if he can, is get around Kosick, get himself back on the lead lap. But he's not saving, so I just wonder if he can make it make it on fuel from here. He's got way fresher tires than Kostic. For sure, Kostic going to be coming down the next couple of laps. And then this championship battle is going to be turned on its head, and it's going to be a nervous wreck for that number 8 machine. As here comes Mickey Isaac to unlap himself. This is not a battle for position, but a battle to get Mickey Isaac, get himself back on the lead lap, and he does with ease, as he has 15-lap fresher tires than Michael Kostic. So Kostic, they're not saving at the moment, so Kostic not able to make up a whole advantage here. So I don't know, man. This is going to be wild. Right now, you know, once Kostic comes down pit road, Mickey Isaac will be the championship leader. Brett Bieber's got to come down as well. He's running second to Michael Kostic, but he's got to come down pit road too. But that will give the lead over to Mickey Isaac, and if he can make it on fuel, these guys are going to come down pit road, get 4 tires and fuel, and then try to run him down. So I'm telling you what, I love that these guys have made this exciting like this. I mean, it could have turned into a, kind of a boring finish, but this is going to be anything but boring, as here comes Brett Bieber trying to get her woed up. Got real close there. We'll see if he get caught speed, and that was that was really close. $50 miles an hour. Going to come down, make his final stop of the night. Kostic is in as well. You're down on pit road, and Travis going to slide through his pit box. We're waiting to see where everyone else is, and here comes Michael Kostic. He's going to come out of pit road ahead of Brett Bieber. How far back is Michael Kostic? Right now, he's about 9 seconds behind Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace about 3.5 seconds back of Mickey Isaac, who is currently the Championship 5 leader. Cofield takes over the top spot as Michael Nash goes down pit road. Cofield still has to make what I think is a final stop unless he is saving. Just don't think he can make it from where he pitted. So I think he's going to have to come down pit road again. So we may have, we don't know who the winner is going to be of the race, but we definitely don't know who is going to take home the championship. Right now, Mickey Isaac has that, and Daniel Cunningham 2.7 seconds back from him. Kostic now. Mickey Isaac is 15 seconds off the leader. Isaac is 15 seconds off the leader. Michael Kostic 26.4. That's 11 seconds that Kostic's going to have to make up in 20 laps. Can he do it? Can he get it done? He's laying down the fastest lap. He just laid down his fastest lap of the race, and faster than anybody has run all night long, so he definitely knows what he has to do, and he is laying them down. He is not saving any tire. There's no tire saving anymore. He's got to run these guys down. Now, the big disadvantage for this strategy now is that Mickey, Daniel, and Brandon are not lifting and saving. I think they can make it all the way without having to save. So that is a big advantage. Go up here to Brandon Wallace and check. Yeah, no clutching. So he is full bore driving as hard as he possibly can. Kostic is about a second a lap faster, but will that equalize at some point? He's not going to have, after about 5 or 6 laps, that pace starts to fall off pretty substantially versus fresh tires. And so he's going to have to keep head hunting. I don't think he's going to stay a second faster each lap all the way to the end, but if he does, he will run these guys down. So Kostic knows what he's got to do. He's currently 4th in the championship standings at the moment, with just 18 laps to go in this thing. Mickey Isaac 30.9 last time by Michael Kostick. 29.9, so still a second faster. Kostick most definitely is going to catch Brandon Wallace, and he's most definitely going to catch Daniel Cunningham, but is he going to catch Mickey Isaac? This time, Kostick now breaks into the 30-second bracket. It's only 9/10 of a second faster that time than Mickey Isaac. The tire wear starting to fall off. You can see some movement in that car. As you know, he's really trying to push that thing. He's 1.5 seconds back from Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace 3 seconds back from Cunningham. So it is, I'm telling you what, it is an uphill battle from Kostick. And at this rate, I'm not sure he's going to catch him. He's got way fresher tires, so he won't have much trouble getting around Brandon Wallace. He times it just right. He should be able to clear him without much issue. We go down to the inside of the 99 and dispatches him pretty cleanly. So now he's up to the 5th position. 3.2 seconds back from Daniel Cunningham. You can see Cunningham in the distance. And another 1.9 seconds back to Mickey Isaac. Kostick starting to equalize. Mickey Isaac ran a 30.9 again last lap. Michael Kostick, who was about a second faster just a few laps ago, now in a 30.225. So is just barely 7/10 of a second faster each lap, and he is running out of time if he's going to win this championship. I mean, really impressive stuff to see these guys save the fuel like they did and be in this position to win this thing on strategy, which, you know, it's just why I love racing. I love racing because there's just so many variables to consider other than just raw speed. And right now, Kostick in danger if he doesn't dig down deep and find a little extra. Mickey Isaac starting to run up here on Aaron Adcock for second place. I'm sure he would love not to have to battle somebody and would love to just be able to ride right here. So he's probably hoping that Aaron will just kind of keep on going. He won't have to fight too hard. Just stay in that draft, but it looks like he is catching it pretty quickly. So he's starting to save a little bit. That could potentially be a problem. Oh, and he gets a little bit loose there, so a little chink in the armor here. Kostick starting to really close up here. You can see him. He's got just 10 laps to do it. Kostick can smell blood. These guys are lifting. They're having to try to save a little bit more fuel. Kostick's going to get a big run here on the outside. We'll see if Cunningham tries to cover it. Going to give him the room. He opens the door. Kostick going to drive right around him. Interesting to see Cunningham not even try to fight there. So now, Kostick has done exactly what he needed to do. Now 1.5 seconds away from the championship. And Mickey Isaac put the foot down, or does he got to save? 10 laps to go. I'm telling you, I didn't think he was going to run him down, but here, and I think Mickey has had to start to save a little bit of fuel. I mean, Kostick has really made up a lot of time. Mickey about a second a lap off. That time it was only 4:10, so I think Mickey might have picked up the pace there that last time by. Now he's going to be battling here with Aaron Adcock. Your championship is right here on the screen. Aaron Adcock on the high side. Mickey Isaac on the bottom, would love to clear him quickly if he can, but no, Aaron's going to fight hard on the outside. Aaron battling for his own second place finish. Mickey going to get the spot here, but Kostic is there. He is right on the back bumper. Can he make quick work of the 23? He's going to. And now, here we go. 8 laps to go. Kostic, about 8 lap fresher tires. Does he have what he needs to get around Mickey Isaac? Mickey slow in the middle of the corner. Big run. Mickey going to give him the outside. They keep doing it. Why do they keep doing that? He's done every single pass exactly that way. Gets to the outside, and Mickey Isaac can do nothing about that. I don't know why these guys keep giving him the outside. He just drives right on by. But he's been the master of that all night long, and Kostic able to overcome the pit strategy, and he will take that second place, but he'll take the lead in the championship. All the while, Cofield with a 4.5 second lead as he is still clutching, trying to make it to the end. I think the longest that I've seen anybody go is around 35, 36. Right now he's on lap 31. Darren Adcock coming down pit road to make his final stop here with 5 laps to go. And the way this is going, Michael Kostic might not only win the championship, but he might win the race, as Cofield is really going to be pushing this thing longer than almost anybody else has all night long to try to save and make it to the end. Cofield 32.7, Kostic 31.1. That's a second, 1.6 seconds a lap. And I'm not quite sure that Cofield can even make it. But we'll find out here in just shortly. Kostic now under a second. He is really, really moving here. Always way more fun to be on the attack. And he doesn't have to lift. He doesn't have to take care of the tire. He doesn't have to save fuel. It just goes. And there ain't nothing that Cofield's going to be able to do about it. They're going to take the lead. And he's going to try to win the race and the championship. So Michael Kostic. A slight scare with that pit strategy. I mean, don't look now. Mickey Isaac getting a big run here on the outside. He is not that far behind. Kostic was a little bit faster last time by, but 1.2 seconds. Kostic has been really running hard. We'll see if the tires make a difference. 2 laps to go here in this championship. Well, a great effort by everybody. But this season has been all Michael Kostic. He has really flourished in this Gen 4 Cup car. It definitely seems to suit him just fine. And as he comes off of turn 4, he's got Mickey Isaac in tow. But white flag is out here in the Arca Series. 1 more lap to go for Michael Kostic, who after falling behind there with this pit strategy, roars back up towards the front, takes the lead and the championship. And just like in real-life NASCAR, you're going to have to win the race to win the championship, and Kostic is going to do just that. Down into 3 and 4, nobody around him. All he's got to do is he can let off the throttle, jump out of the car, let it roll across the start-finish line at this point. Checker flag in hand, and Michael Kostic is going to win. Wins the race and the championship. Mickey Isaac going to come home in second. Daniel Cunningham in third. I mean, great effort by those guys. I mean, they did exactly what they needed to do. They did not have the speed to keep up with Kostick, but tried to do it on strategy, and, man, they came oh so close to getting it done as they both come home second and third. Michael Nash is going to come home in fourth. Brett Bieber, another championship driver, comes home in fifth. Brandon Wallace in the sixth. Travis Bieber in the seventh position. Steve McDonald in eighth as they are just clobbering Michael as he doing all kinds of little tricks there on the front stretch. Jonathan Cofield comes home in ninth. Aaron Adcock in 10th. Tyler Rice in 11th. Darrell Whitford in 12th. And Matt Knights in the 13th spot. Well, that'll do it, man. What a great season that was. And Michael Kostick is your champion. And, well, you know, I think he deserved it. 4 wins on the season. Let's make it 5. And he will be your champion. We'll wait for him to get in here, and we'll do some interviews and want to give out some awards while we can. Got to give out the Flexible Freight Solution post-race show, and we got to give out the Hard Luck Award. I don't really know if anybody really had any hard luck. You know, I don't really know who to give this to, if I'm honest. I think everybody, you know, did okay. I never really saw anybody get messed up. So the Hard Luck Award, I guess, is I don't know. Maybe to Tyler Rice. I don't know what happened to him, but he called it quits, and so we'll give it to Tyler Rice. So congratulations to him. The Hard Charger Award is going to go to Daniel Cunningham, who come home in third position, up 9 spots from where he started. He had to start in the back anyway. He'll win the No Neck Fast Repair Hard Charger Award. All right, well, let's talk to some drivers. We'll see what these guys thought about this race. And, yeah, we'll talk to our champion as soon as I can this stuff rolling here. All right, we'll jump up in here and try to find them. All right, we'll get Michael in the booth. Michael Kostick, this is Eddie. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, what a good race. That was a fun championship battle. The track looked, a lot of fun. It seemed like you could move all over the track, and you really put a whooping on them with that driving up to the outside on that right rear quarter. So many people just kind of gave you that outside. Were you surprised? I mean, people had seen that move work a couple times. Were you surprised how many times people just kind of gave you that outside?
Yeah, I mean, the outside felt real good in 1 and 2, so I was surprised when they would drop low and not kind of take the line there. But 3 and 4, it was a little hit or miss. If you got in there a little bit too hard, it got tight. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was definitely surprising, but I'm not going to complain. High side actually felt good for a change. Yeah,
I noted that on the broadcast. Normally at this track it's still low line dominant. But yeah, I mean, talk about that pit strategy when it was going down. Tell me what your thoughts were whenever you kind of saw everything start to play out.
Well, I thought I had it covered there for a little bit on the overcut, and then Daniel told me that they were saving fuel, and I felt kind of confident there until Mickey was tough to run down. I don't know how he was saving as much fuel as he was and still running as quick as he was. And then when I got by him, I'm just hoping there wasn't going to be a caution because they still had an extra set of tires in the pit, so that would have kind of screwed me a bit. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know what is your preference if you have to choose. Is it be on the attack with fresh tires, knowing you don't have to save, or trying to do that pit strategy? Which one would you prefer?
Being on attack. I hate saving fuel. It's so boring. I think I did that at California earlier this season, and it was just the longest race I can remember running. Yeah, I'd rather just run it, and whatever happens, happens.
Well, you were able to run them down, make quick work of them. None of them really fought you hard at all, and you're able to get around Mickey and kind of set sail. And then your teammate was trying to do some pit strategy as well, and it didn't play out. And you were able to win the race and the championship. So, man, congratulations on that. I mean, a fantastic season for you. 5 wins on the season. Dominant driver all year long. Seemed like this car really fits your driving style, and definitely a deserving champion. So, man, congratulations on being this season's Arca champion. And as always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, thank you for doing the broadcast, VSRN. Bubba for the work he puts in for the series, all the other admins in the league, my teammates at Bandits.
All right. Well, there you have it. Your winner tonight and your champion, Michael Kostick. Congratulations, Michael.
Thanks.
All right. Well, we'll get your second place finisher in here, Mickey Isaac. Mickey, an incredible race out of you. I mean, you're running towards the back, about mid pack actually, and then that pit strategy. You found yourself out front in the championship hunt, and had to feel pretty good about it. Just came up a little bit short, but man, I have to say that was a ballsy call. Did you know early on you were going to make that strategy, or was that something that you kind of found, on that first run?
No, I didn't know. Brandon was like, you might not be able to do, gas mileage tonight. But that first run, though, I was trying to do the math. And I was like, I think I can do 3. And I did. And then I started thinking, should I take 2 tires or 4 tires? Because I'm going to have to save fuel on this last run anyway. And I took 4. I wish I'd took 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was definitely well worth it, I think, because you're right there with just under 10 laps to go. You had the championship in your hands, and if the caution comes out, I mean, you guys are sitting pretty with that extra set of tires. So, I thought it was a great call. I think Michael, as far as raw speed, was pretty damn good tonight and has been all season. So I thought it was a really good call. It just came up a little bit short, man, but. A great season, a great run for that 0-1 tonight. You'll come home second in the championship, second in the race. That's pretty damn good. So, man, congratulations on that. And, yeah, who do you got to thank? Any sponsor shout-outs?
We're going to thank you tonight, Eddie, for putting on this show. Man, it's a lot of fun. Just go back and watch, And I always watch your other broadcasts when I'm not racing, just sitting around the house, and very enjoyable.
Oh, man, I definitely appreciate that. And appreciate you, man. So looking forward to seeing what you do maybe next season. And just an awesome effort. Honestly, you made the race tonight. So congratulations on that second place finish.
Appreciate it, Eddie. We'll practice some on the off season and try to find some hacks and tips and cheats and see what we can do.
10-4. There you have it. Second place finisher here tonight in the race and in the championship, Mickey Isaac. He will come home in that runner-up spot. And Daniel Cunningham is going to be your third place finisher. This is easy. I don't have to interview but 3 drivers here. They're all playoff drivers. It's funny how that works out, Daniel. Definitely, you said you didn't feel like you were going to be any count tonight. And that strategy kind of played itself out. Did you know from the beginning that you were going to do that, or is that something that you figured out in that first run?
No, I kind of knew from the beginning when I pulled up. Like, I didn't really do a whole long run during practice or anything, but when we got in the car and I saw on the black box it was estimating like 31 and a half laps or something like that. I figured with the tire fall off, probably be pretty close to being able to make it on a 2-stop, but I didn't necessarily think it would be fast enough to win or to beat Caustic. But I was kind of banking on either, hey, maybe I get lucky and it does work, or maybe there's a late race caution or something, and then I got an extra set of tires that maybe 1 or 2 other guys have.
Well, a good-looking paint scheme tonight, by the way. I really like the way that car looks. But talk a little bit about the lines and stuff you could run tonight. A little bit different than what we're used to at Charlotte, is it not?
Yeah, I was pretty much running the bottom the entire time, just being conscious of trying to save fuel. It's a lot easier to do on the bottom. But yeah, it's kind of fun being able to move around when I wasn't trying to save. I heard a couple guys in chat mention that it's almost like you could run a cushion up near the wall that you could move up high and kind of put your right rear on that very top seam and get a little bit of grip out of it. So I think the oval refresh is a step in the right direction. Just hopefully next up is a tire model where it doesn't burn the right front quite so bad whenever you go up there.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun to watch, and I mean that pit strategy definitely made it exciting at the end, and just came up a little bit short. But third place in the race, I mean, you got a podium, got an interview, you can't really beat that, and you got third place in the championship. So, man, congratulations on that. Who you got to thank here tonight?
Yeah, appreciate you doing the broadcasts all season. You know, every series you do these for, they always come out really awesome. Appreciate all the work you put into it. Thanks to Brandon for putting the work in that he does, even though we give him shit on a daily basis. He's all right at doing what he does. He ain't as bad as we all make him out to be. You know, thanks to everybody that shows up, makes this awesome every week.
Right. Well, there you have it. Third place in the race, third place in the championship. Daniel Cunningham take home that third place trophy. Well, that is gonna do it for us this season, as it's been a lot of fun, and the Arca series always has been a good season. This season turned out to be exciting, went all the way to the end. Michael Kostic gonna be your champion, and boy, looking forward to seeing what this series does moving forward. But stick around in the next couple days. We got the Rebel Truck Series going to be crowning a champion as well. So we got a lot of champions. Daniel Cunningham able to get that Grand National Championship here tonight. So great way to end the season. Thanks to Brandon Walsh put this series on. Everybody over at V-Speed for all that they do to make some really cool broadcasts, and everybody for watching, man. All the drivers in here tonight put on a good show. And yeah, just another good one here in the Arca series here in Rebels. But anyway, well, we're going to get out of here. That's all I got. Thanks to Flexible Freight Solutions, Chuck Pegleg, Kinder Farm and Ranch for the Wreckage Rewind, No Neck Fast Spare Hard, Charger, Andy Kurtz from Hard Luck Award. And thank you for watching. We'll see y'all next time.